Hi, my name is Dave. I'm your host. You're listening to The Last Podcast, where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I'm happy you found me. And if you're returning, welcome back. I really appreciate you listening, and I hope you continue to find tips, ideas, and value from listening to this podcast. Today, I want to talk about procrastination. I want to give you 9 powerful ideas how to overcome procrastination. And I believe that procrastination can be a tough habit to crack. And I think that if we do, we might have a way to boost our productivity and get things done. What is procrastination? It's putting something off until a later time or date. And why do you think we procrastinate? Most of the time, it's because what? We don't want to do a thing, right? We might feel that it's cumbersome. It might be boring or tedious. It might even be difficult. And you might even say to yourself, I'm tired. I just don't feel like it. When I was young, I'm going to tell you something. I used to always put something off that I hated doing. And as long as I had clothes to wear, I wouldn't do it. And you guessed it. Laundry. I hated doing laundry. However, I remember how I made doing laundry a blessing and beneficial, and even look forward to the time to wash my clothes. And believe it or not, it's true. Laundry became like a joy to me because I associated with doing the one thing I enjoyed the most, and that was reading and writing. And do you know something? I still do that until this very day. Read and write while I'm doing my laundry and collect my thoughts and write about what I'm feeling, what I'm doing, or any new thoughts that might come to mind. And it's an amazing habit to keep. After all these years, I can't even believe I'm still doing it. Now, I was reading a book a while back ago, and I remember reading something in that book, and I even wrote down some notes on it. It was about breaking habits. And this book I'm currently reading is called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Simply, How to Lose Your Mind and Create a New One by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's a very interesting book. But anyway, I'm getting off a track. They talked about the limbic system, which is part of the emotional side of the brain, as well as the nervous system part of the brain, right? Our logical side of the brain is the prefrontal cortex, where all the rational thinking goes on. So when the emotional side of our brain takes control of the prefrontal cortex, you might find yourself on social media instead of doing what you're supposed to be doing, thereby procrastinating. Because of what? You might be bored or some other reason that compelled you to procrastinate. We all have triggers, and I'm no different. Believe me, I had a lot of triggers. We all have triggers about something. And when I used to smoke, I had many triggers. Whenever I woke up in the morning, I had to have a cigarette. And whenever I brushed my teeth, I had to have a cigarette. After I ate, I had to smoke a cigarette. When I got in the car to drive, I had to have a cigarette. And I'm going to tell you, this is the biggest one out of them all. Whenever I was frustrated, I would go outside and smoke a cigarette. I had to understand, I knew I wanted to stop smoking, but I had to understand one thing. What was I getting from smoking? I had to understand my triggers. I had to identify my triggers, and then I had to disrupt my triggers. And eventually, 6 months later, I stopped smoking. And that was 25 years ago. The one thing I want to be clear on, though, when we want to change a behavior or we want to change something in our life, the decision is instant, but it's the work that takes time, effort, and dedication to see it through. Procrastination is no different. It has triggers as well. And I'm going to tell you, I believe if you become aware of what you are feeling, then you can disrupt and understand your own triggers. I believe that. I believe our feelings is just thoughts. I believe that because if we take stock and notice how we're feeling and what we're supposed to be doing at that time, and then procrastination wants to sit in, we can stop it by recognizing how we're feeling and understanding, and then identify why we're feeling that way by analyzing our feelings. And then guess what? All we have to do is disrupt it, associate it with some sort of pain if you have to. For me, I had to do that when I stopped smoking. In my life moving away from pain or going toward pleasure. I believe that because no one wants to feel pain. So if you don't want to feel pain, guess what? You do want to feel pleasure. You just don't want to feel pain, right? Okay, so then I had to associate my pain or my smoking with pain. And how did I do that? It was a real simple thing for me because I was an asthmatic. So I always wanted to breathe. And I remember, I forget this guy's name. He had a one famous saying that if you want to succeed as much as you want to breathe, you're going to succeed. And that is true. So if you want to breathe and you got asthma, I mean, you're gasping for air. So if I'm smoking cigarettes, the last thing I want to do is feel that pain of coughing, which feels like something is burning my chest up inside. So I started associating my smoking with pain, and it was easier for me to move forward. But I had to start first with my triggers. And that's what you have to do. You have to be able to look at your triggers. You have to be able to find out what works for you. This might take a little time on your behalf, but you can do it. And it might be beneficial for you to take the time and look at what you might be doing to create that pain in your own life and understand what it is to feel and identify and analyze and then disrupt your own triggers. So I'm going to tell you, this is another thing that I know nobody really wants to do. You basically, you have to be intentional. And when it comes time to do something that you know you need to do, just be clear about what you need to do. Set a goal. Define exactly what you need to do or whatever it is that you need to accomplish. Just break it into smaller tasks. That's something that's a little more manageable. And I'll also go as far as this. If you look at a task and you say, dag, I really got to do this, but I don't feel like it, just do the first part of the task just to get started. Just say, let me just get this part done. And then before you know it, you know what? Let me just knock all this out because I can see I'm almost halfway done with this. Let me finish it. But it's so critical in order to stop procrastinating, at least start the first thing. Set some clear goals and that will probably help you concentrate on whatever task is at hand for you to start doing whatever it is that you need to do. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by some sort of vague sense of what needs to be done, you have a specific target to aim for. Make sure that it's a small enough target that it could get you at least started, and then try to find something like I did. And this doesn't work in every venue or in every idea, but just try to find some sliver of joy in starting whatever it is, because whatever you have to do, it's going to benefit you in some form, way, or fashion. Find that little thing that you can make into joy. Make it in, and I'm only going to say it like this because I hated doing my own clothes. So I said, before, while I was washing my clothes, I would just twiddle my thumbs, just think aimlessly. And then one day I decided to write something. I had a thought and I was like, next thing I know, my laundry was already done and I still wanted to continue to write. So I found that one thing for me to help me say, you know what, I don't mind doing my laundry now. In fact, I look forward to that quiet time, that moment where I can think, process, and you might have to find whatever it is that you have to do. Okay, I can't tell you when it's time to go to work, I don't feel like going. That won't work with that. You got to find something that will work. So I got an idea. If you are going to work and you're procrastinating, you don't feel like going, find the one thing that makes you happy at work, just so you can get there. Some people, before they get to work, they like to have that moment. And this was me. I'm telling you right now, I get to work an hour early or 30 minutes early, so I can have that moment where I can rest myself, get acclimated to knowing that I'm about to go to work and I'm about to help people. So I had to change my mindset on what I was doing at work. in order to make it more pleasurable for me. Not for them, but for me. That was my mindset, that I had to make sure I'm in a happy state of mind while I have to be here. I mean, you could look at it like this. You can say, oh, I got to go to work and then be miserable all day long. Or you could say, I got to go to work. I'm going to help a couple of people. I'm going to make sure that I do this, I do that, I do this. It's all about your mindset. So you want to prioritize your task. You want to make an impact in some way, form, or fashion. So these things that you really have to work on. Set your clear goals. Set your clear goals. Define exactly what you need to accomplish, and then break them into smaller parts where it's manageable and it's less daunting for you. So that is the one thing. So then if you have to create some type of schedule, here's another idea for you. Allocate specific time slots for your tasks. Stick to your schedule and build a routine, and avoid last minute rushes. And I'm going to tell you something. When I say it's all about the mindset, when I talk about going ahead and say, I don't want to procrastinate no more, you got to find something within that journey of whatever it is that you don't feel like doing. And you have to find something, you have to find the pleasure somewhere along the line in that journey, so you can shift from saying, I don't want to I need to, and I want to. And that way, that shifts the mindset from procrastination to let me get it done right now. Because if I get this done right now, I might be able to knock this out too. And I might be able to do this, or I might free up more time to do this, or I might have time to do more of what I feel like doing. But the more you procrastinate, the worse you make yourself feel as well, as far as your own feelings. So you have to make sure that it's part of your journey of procrastination, and you want to stop procrastinating, start finding joy in everything that you need to do. So and believe me, you can do that. When people say, oh, I can't do that, oh, I don't know how to do that, that's them solidifying that it won't get done. But if you say, oh, I could find a way to make this more pleasurable for myself, then you will find a way, and then your mindset will shift to a more pleasurable state. It can get done. It will get done. And I'm going to be happy all the more for doing it. So that is another thing. And then the third idea I would give you is, when you are saying, oh, I don't feel like doing it, and you're starting to procrastinate, what kind of distractions are you having in that moment? You need to take stock of all that, analyze it, disrupt it, and change it around again with your mindset. If you have distractions, get rid of them. Identify what usually distracts you, and make sure that you minimize it. Make sure it doesn't become your distraction, because we all have thoughts. We all have racing thoughts, but we can pluck those out and say, you know what, this is only a thought. Boom. It doesn't mean anything. It's only a thought. It will only mean something if I magnify it. So if you have a disruption of thought, and you're saying, oh, I don't want to, that's only a thought. Let me get rid of that thought. I want to, because I'm going to be able to pay my bills. Start associating with what you are going to achieve, what you're going to be able to do when you start to say, oh, I don't feel like doing it. Oh, I need to do this because, I'll be able to get my new shirt, my new pair of pants. If you're a woman, purse, shoes, whatever it is, associate it with something that you could do for you. Associate it with some type of pleasure for yourself. Yeah, we all know that it's just like getting a toothache. I'm going to withstand the pain only but so long. But I know if I go to the dentist, boom, I can get rid of the pain and into pleasure. Same thing with your procrastination. You know that you got to do it, and you're just prolonging the pain. You might as well get the pain over with and back into pleasure. All right. So the first one, I'm going to recap real quick. The first one was prioritize your task, and you basically set your clear goals and define exactly what you need to accomplish. The second one is create a schedule. You want to basically allocate specific time slots if that is something that you would have to do in that area. The third thing is definitely eliminate the distractions. Now, those distractions, I want to make one quick note. The distractions don't have to be external distractions. They could be the distractions we have in our head, the random thoughts, the random negative thoughts. Cast them down. Get rid of those thoughts. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Number 4 is use a timer. Okay. Some people use a timer where they might have it on their phone, watch, or what have you. And you know that you need to do something, break up the time frame for which you do it. Like if you have to, let's say you're on your job, you know you have to get a certain thing done, break it up in manageable pieces. Work hard for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, then repeat the process, wash and rinse and repeat. That's it. You got to learn to use your time wisely. And you don't have to sit there and say, oh my goodness, I got to keep going, Make it manageable. Work hard for a little bit. Take a 5-minute break. Get happy about something. Use that 5 minutes to really revamp your attitude. That's what I'm saying. And that is number 4. And I'm going to go with 5. 5 is set deadlines. I need to get something done. So I'm not going to procrastinate because I know once I get this done, I'll be able to do X, Y, and Z. It's the same thing with your mindset. All this is going back to your mindset because why? Procrastination is a feeling. You have to get in control of your emotions. You have to get in control of your feelings. That's all procrastination is. It's a feeling. Get rid of it. And, you can endure pain or you can enjoy joy. So that's up to you. And then, of course, I got number 6 is you want to reward yourself. I don't care how you do it. That's up to you. Whatever makes you, whatever floats your boat, whatever rocks your socks, that's entirely up to you. You want to plan rewards for completing tasks. And that could be a 5-minute break. It doesn't have to be anything big. It could be a 5-minute break. Oh, I got this done. Yeah. Now all I got to do, I'm almost done. So I can't wait to finish this. And then I'll move on to my next task. Number 7 is stay accountable. Share your goals with friends, mentors, whoever you check in with emotionally, and who would hold you accountable for who you are. So that's a quick one. Just stay accountable. And here's a number 8. I want you to also, if you are having that feeling, I don't feel like doing this, I don't feel like doing that. Like I said, cast those feelings down. It's only a thought. Get rid of the thoughts and put in something that you can visualize with success. Oh, I can't wait until I finish this task. Oh, because I'll get a chance to do this. Visualize something that is pleasurable so you don't have to think about not doing something. Spend time, a few minutes, if you got to meditate, visualize what it is that you can do once you complete this task. And number 9, practice self-compassion. Because a lot of people, and I know you notice this, a lot of people, when they procrastinate, it's all negativity. It's all, why do I have to do this? Even when it comes to down to work, people will bash themselves verbally and mentally when they realize I got to go to work. Why couldn't I hit the lotto? Why couldn't I have been smart enough to do something else where I don't have to give these people my time? Give yourself a little compassion. Procrastination is often a link to fear, feeling, or be kind to yourself. Be understanding. I mean, no one is perfect. You live this life. You got it. Live it to the best of your ability. Learn from setbacks and keep moving forward. Now, I hope these ideas or something that you can implement in your own life is something that I know that worked for me in various different ways, and you can implement them however you want in your own life. When you feel that you're about to procrastinate about something, the bottom line is this: what do you want? Do you want to feel the pain of procrastination, or do you want to feel the pleasure of completion? That's up to you. My name is Dave. You're listening to the last podcast, and I want you to hit that button like. I want you to hit the subscribe button. Do me a favor. Oh, hold on right there. Hit the subscribe button right now for me. I thank you so much for listening, and make sure you're here for Friday. That is Poetry Friday, and of course we'll have a little music for you. I thank you again for listening. Tell your family, friends about this podcast. Tell your co-workers and associates. Be blessed. Bye-bye.